Do you ever tell yourself that you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you're not this type of person, or you're not that type of person? Well, I've got some news for you. You're not the person that you used to be. The past is in the past, and every single day we have new things happen to us that changes us in a slightly different way. I can remember years ago thinking I wouldn't be able to do this or I wouldn't be able to do that. But what I've discovered over the years is that as long as you're still breathing, you're generally still learning. I don't know about you, but if you've looked back over things that happened to you years ago, sometimes you can't help laughing at the mistakes that you made and the things that you did wrong and the silliness of some of the decisions you made. But here's the thing. The decisions you made years ago, you made with the best knowledge that you had at that particular time. And because years go by and we get older and more experiences happen to us, we know more. And so what you look back and deem as silly or stupid at the time comes from a different perspective. It comes from a perspective where you've learned stuff along the way. You know more than you did. And it's a thing that we all need to understand, because for too many of us, we tell ourselves that we can't do this and we can't do that. When if we just take that step, you never know what can happen. As years go by, you have to keep taking chances, you know. If you stand still because of fear, it doesn't do you any good. Sometimes what you've got to do is take that nervousness you feel about trying something different and turn it into being excited, and be excited about doing something different. You don't have to stay fixed thinking to yourself that you're not good enough, because I'm here to tell you that you are. You're much better than you think you are. And the reason I know this is because for years I used to beat myself up, telling myself that I wasn't good enough. And yet, looking back over those years, the things that I've done, the things that I've achieved over these years, things that I never thought I would be able to, have given me the faith that if I can do it, anybody can. It's about being open and willing to try different things. I can remember in my 40s, I was encouraged by a man who was doing radio shows in Canada to do my own. I listened to his advice, stepped over the threshold, and started a radio career at 49 that I'd wanted to do when I was 16. And I managed to do it. In my 50s, worrying about this Alzheimer thing that most people are getting, I wanted to try and keep my mind more active. And so what I did was started to learn Spanish. They say that it's actually harder to learn a new language the older you get. And that's probably very true. I'm still not great, but I'm still working on it. In my 60s, I started this. 2 years ago this week, I started YouTube. Didn't think I was going to be any good at it. I'm still not. But I thought you've got to give yourself a chance to do these kind of things. And even though I thought I couldn't do it, or I wouldn't be able to talk for minutes to myself or to you about things that I've learned and understood. I used to think to myself, why would anyone want to listen to me? What have I done to achieve anything that makes me some sort of person who can give advice on things like this? But the thing is, life teaches you so much. And if you're open-minded enough to realise what it does for you, then you can move forward. There's no need to treat yourself as though you're not good enough, because you're not the person you were in the past. That's gone. You are someone different. You are someone who has a whole heap more possibilities than you ever did. You just have to learn to tell yourself that you're good enough, that what you don't know, you can learn. There is still plenty to go for. There is no reason not to push yourself to achieve the things you want to do in your life. And why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you do the things that you want to do in your life? After all, we're only here for a limited amount of time, some shorter than others. And wouldn't it be good to look back and think to yourself, yeah, I did that. Didn't think I could do it, but I did. Wouldn't that be great? Well, you can. And the reason I know you can is because I've managed it. And I'm nobody special. I'm just your average Joe, plodding on in life, doing the things that I do. What I do try to do, though, is do the things that I want to do in life. Try things that I fancy doing. It doesn't matter if you mess up. It really doesn't. But the thing is, you can look back and say, yeah, the reason that didn't work is because, and you know, because you hadn't learned enough at the time. And the thing is, you're not the person you used to be. You have a whole load of knowledge. You get all these young people saying to you, you're past it. No, I don't agree with that at all. I think I've learned more ways of doing things wrong. I have a thing called experience, and it kind of gives me wisdom, you know, and it gives you it too. The things that you know that you don't rate yourself on. The things that you know that you know that you know, but you're too scared to share it in case you may possibly say it wrong. Well, I don't worry about things like that, and neither should you. We have the opportunity with our lives to do the things that we want to do, and why shouldn't we? You're not the person you were in the past. You're not. You're way better than that. The person that you knew in the past, the one that you still tell yourself isn't clever. I'm not funny. I'm not this, I'm not that. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. That person's in the past. You need to look forward and take advantage of the time that you have. If you've got things that you want to do, make sure you go and do them. After all, it's your life, isn't it? Why shouldn't you? And I suppose that's really the important thing, you know. You're not the person you were. You're not that person from the past. You're someone with a whole lot more knowledge, a whole lot more wisdom, a whole lot more experience. And the reason I keep telling you this is because you need to know it. You have all these things. We all have self-doubt. And I know where you're feeling like it, because I felt like it too. But when you get excited about your life and you step forward and you start doing things that you want to do, maybe you're 85 and you want to start belly dancing. I don't care. It doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks, does it? You can be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do, because you're not the person you were in the past. If you click over there, there's going to be another video for you to check out. This is day 5 of my challenge. I will see you tomorrow.